the Big O Show. This is 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 the Big O Show.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Miami Dolphins fans, time to rock out with another Dolphins pregame show. Big O and the boys are ready to give you the latest information, injury news, gambling insight as we get ready for kickoff. The pregame show is brought to you by Welton Rayome, Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Here's your host, the Big O, Orlando Alzugari.
Yeah, baby, we are ready to rock. We are ready to roll. And I got what I expect to be the lucky hat for the rest of the season. Okay, that's what I'm hoping. I have to take this hat hopefully to Seattle because today or tonight we need to go for the big jump. There you go. So I figured, I'm looking at my shirts. I'm going, well, what's the theme today? And I said, I got this classic Evel Knievel shirt, right? Because, I am from the era of Evel Knievel. And nobody had bigger balls than Evel Knievel. Nobody broke more bones in their body jumping fountains and cars and buses and canyons than Evel Knievel. And tonight, the Miami Dolphins will attempt to jump a bunch of sharks named the Buffalo Bills. So the question is, can they make the big jump? Because that's what we're here for. Those of us that have a past, we know what it's like to be kings of the mountain. We know what it's like to beat the Bills 10 straight years. Yes, Dolphin fans, I lived it. It was fun. All right? It was fun. Like O.J. Simpson, no, you're not having your way here. You're done. Oh, you're Walter Payton? No, we're shutting you down too. It was fun back in the day being the king of the mountain. And when teams came to the Orange Bowl, they basically knew they were defeated. That's where the Hurricanes got to. The Hurricanes got to a point that teams knew they were defeated already. Dolphins haven't gotten to that point. They've been the ones that are defeated versus the Bills. So now they've got to find a way to get it done. And tonight, as I said on the show this morning, tonight, this is a must-win. It's a must-win for your confidence. Because if you lose this game, of course you can run. You can still have a great season, get to the Super Bowl and win it. You're 1-1 for Christ's sake. It's not the end of the world. But is that how you're going to feel if they lose to Buffalo again? No, of course not.
It's Josh Allen getting to 12-2 against you. It becomes an insurmountable. And then you're going to Buffalo. So you need to win this one. So that way, worst case scenario, you're splitting. Best case scenario, you become Evel Knievel. You become king of the mountain. You clear the fountain. Just don't try to, fall off the bike. That's all we're asking. So tonight is about the big jump, right? And this is your big jump right here. This is the one that you've got to take down. And here's where you've got to start sending the message to Buffalo. You've got to send the message to the league, by the way, because everybody knows the Bills own you. So everybody looks at the Bills to be the one that is going to challenge the Chiefs, not the Dolphins. Now, you and I know it's not being homers, because I haven't given the Dolphins much credit, for many years now. But these last couple of years now, this front office has turned the corner. And those three guys that are above are doing an amazing job overall. And they have provided their coach with more than enough to win this game. And tonight, even with Mostert out, you have more than enough to win the game. Tonight is an Eric Spoelstra night. We have enough. We have enough. There's a couple of injuries. I don't want to hear shit, bro. They got guys out too. And they got guys that terrorize us too that are out. Or gone, because one of them's on with us in Poyer now. So this game is imperative, dude. You've got to get this thing done. Done in a big-time way. Okay? All right. Don't forget, folks, you can always support the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can also make a Bitcoin donation or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate. You can visit our merchandise store where we've got shirts and hats, all kinds of stuff to help support the show. Of course, you can also visit our amazing sponsors like Toyota of Hollywood. We were there on Wednesday at Toyota of Hollywood. Just saw the spot right now at 1841 North State Road 7, where they've got about 2,000 Toyotas. That's what, I mean, don't you love it when you can go somewhere and they've got this large selection? That is beautiful, dude. And over 1,200 new Toyotas. They've got no payments for 90 days. They've got 2.75% financing available for 4 full years with 0 down. They're open till midnight. Come on, man. You can get some legendary deals right now, baby, at Hollywood's Lost City of Atlantis, which you'll see how it is styled out now. And it is a huge lobby, by the way. They've got a great service center, a couple restaurants and everything, couches, TVs. You can relax while you're getting your car serviced. It's an absolutely amazing place. And like 98% of the cars are under roof because they've got like a multi-level, I got to count the damn floors. But it's like 7, 8, 9, 10 floors or something. It's huge. It's enormous. So you go searching. So if it's a hot day or a rainy day, it never is at Toyota of Hollywood because you're under roof the entire time. You can't beat that. So get on down there, 1841 North State Road 7. If you see Herbie Lopez, say hi. He's the stud that runs Toyota of Hollywood. By the way, he's also a Bitcoin guy too. Smart man. It's a Bitcoin guy at Toyota of Hollywood. Big O, did you have the Evel Knievel toy? Yes. In fact, I have one right now. I can't go get it now because it's in my sports room. But yeah, I have one. But I had several. I had the Evel Knievel bike. I had the Evel Knievel chopper. I had the Evel Knievel. It was like a motorcycle that had these red turbines on the side. It was like this oversized bike. It was funny. I had the RV. Did I say chopper with a wheel out? Yeah, I think I did. I had almost like all of it, dude. That was probably my favorite toy of all time is Evil. That's why I bought the shirt, because it's, for me, Evil Knievel was like, to me, it's the greatest toy of all time, period. And by the way, you could go on Twitter, and I'm sure it's also on TikTok and Instagram. People have these amazing videos of Evil Knievel motorcycles, and they have these awesome jumps with them. It's pretty cool what they do with them. So I got props. I'm one of those guys that when I see that, I'm like, that's badass. I know what it takes to do that, and that's pretty cool right there. So yes, I was an enormous Evil Knievel guy, and today I feel like that's what this is all about tonight. This is how you measure Mike McDaniel, dude. This is how we measure Don Shula, because we knew Don Shula was better than the other coach more often than not. And we didn't give a shit if Guy Benjamin was his quarterback. I know I lost most of you out there, but it didn't matter. I could go with Don Strock, and I can talk with Earl Morrall, of course. But I'm not Doug Peterson winning 325. You know, I've watched this guy. I saw this guy win with Scabs. I saw Spo win with Scabs. I'm not asking you to win with Scabs. I'm asking you to win with studs. Enough's enough. McDaniel has to prove himself. You know, quite frankly, I agree with 98% of the things that this front office does. Once in a while, keeping X too long. I think after this year with Tyreek, I think you're taking a monster gamble. That's another story, whatever. Here's another one. I would have waited till the end of the year to give Mike McDaniel the extension. I understand the optics of giving him the extension, but he hasn't proven he can win these games. What if you gave him the extension and he loses both Buffalo games this year? You know what I'm saying? There's a trend, my friend. There's a trend. You know, in investing, we talk about the trend. And once the path, the trend is broken, then the trend is no longer your friend. And then you either have a explosive move upside or downside, where you've broken the trend, whether it's a downside bull flag or an upside one. I know I'm getting a little too technical for some of you out there, but some of you will understand what the hell I'm talking about. You break that trend, right? You got to break this trend. You got to break this trend, because everybody, what's the stat they all pull out now? They were 1-6 against playoff teams last year. Yeah. So we went and did a little homework and checked it out. So you were 1-6 last year. What were you the year before against playoff teams? Anybody tell you that? They probably didn't want to do it. 2-5. What were you in 2021 against playoff teams? 2-5. So you either win 1 or 2 games against playoff teams every year, and you lose 5 or 6. So you average 1.5 to 5.5. That is your average, pretty much. Not exactly, but, shits and giggles, will go with that. So you got to do a lot better. And tonight's the night, right? Because the Jag one, will the Jag one count? Right? Because we don't know. The Jags, what is it? Last year, they were 9-8 and they were out of the playoffs. So it doesn't count as a team from last year. And do you expect them to make the playoffs this year? Probably not. So that's not going to count as a playoff win. This one will. The Bills will make the playoffs somehow. I expect the Dolphins to win the division, but, the Dolphins need to back me up here. I've got them winning tonight 29-26, but the Dolphins have to back me up here. Mike McDaniel has to back me up here. He has to back you guys up. He has to back Stephen Ross up, who gave him a contract. He has to prove to people that he can win these games. If you can't win these games, the jokes aren't funny. If you can't win these games, then the whole style of you coaching is not respected. That's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be, oh, well, we're the same Dolphins. We're stuck in the middle. As, you know, years ago, I did a little, bullshit dance for it because Steeler wheels is a perfect theme for us being stuck in the middle again, because we beat the crappy teams and our favorite team can't beat the elite teams. And Mike McDaniel has to be the guy that makes the big jump. Because if he doesn't make the big jump, then we don't need him. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep ruining this amount of talent and you can't get it done. Can't happen. Can't happen. So that's where we're at. And let's hope, man, because I really believe they can win tonight. I truly believe they can win tonight. But it's up to the coaching staff. It's up to the players to execute. So that way you and I can have some fun in the post game and, enjoy ourselves. And it's worth staying up. And if they lose, I know how you all are. You're not going to come back as much. You're going to be pissed off and all that kind of stuff, which I don't blame you. But, I've been doing this for 30 plus years. So I know how this all goes. We're all set up for the big jump. Somebody's got to make it, man. Somebody's got to nail it. And it's up to Mike McDaniel to make that big jump. All right, Sean, do me a favor. Give me a 2-minute break here. I want to rest the voice. Give me 2 minutes. Pace myself. When I come back, I want to talk about something that a lot of people may not look at it and what could be the key to winning this game. Okay? I think, for me, it's definitely going to be the key to winning this game. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I truly believe, and I'll tell you what that is. When we come back right here on the Big O Radio Show and our Miami Dolphins pregame show as they take on the stinking Buffalo Bills. We are mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Miami Dolphins fans, time to rock out with another Dolphins pregame show. Big O and the boys are ready to give you the latest information, injury news, gambling insight as we get ready for kickoff. The pregame show is brought to you by Welton Rayome, Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Here's your host, the Big O, Orlando Alzugari.
Hey, alrighty. Welcome aboard, Mike No Go Zones. Thank you for the love on the super chat. I guess you haven't been listening for a bit. Something happened with walk-ons and above them, whatever. And so they had to kind of back out of it, unfortunately. So last moment, and we got screwed. So we are off to trying to find another home if we can. If not, we'll be fine here in the studio, and we'll get it done. We are traveling next week. We're going to Seattle, so I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to go see Paul Weller in Seattle. That's going to be a lot of fun. And again, Mike No Go Zones, thank you for the super chat. Of course, you can reach out. You can always make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, and maybe even a compliment. I don't know if we deserve it, whatever, I guess. And you could do that there and make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Think Blue Dodgers, #1 in the San Fernandino Valley in Los Angeles. By the way, I forgot the name of that neighborhood that they're clearing out because the land is moving and all that. Oh man, that is some scary shit, dude. And what a life-changing thing, just like what's going on with the condos here in Florida. Holy crap, man. Some of this stuff is crazy, man. Oscar Rojas is in the house. My prediction is 29-26 Dolphins, sir. That's my prediction. Jeff in Long Island is in the house. Giovanni, no doubt. Sean is at it again with the graphics. Yes, it is. He's the best. Jay Gelfin. Finn's going to win tonight. Remember to smash it. Yes, smash the hell out of it. Come on, man. We got over 200 people watching, only 73 likes. I never understand that. I always hit the like button the second I go in. So that you guys really then don't like me that are watching. You just watch for what? I don't know. You're watching for me to make a mistake, or I don't know what it is. It's weird. Do it for Sean or something. But it's kind of weird that 200 and some people are watching. There's only 73 likes. It would help to get it out there to other people. It helps us. Jay Gelfin, no doubt. Oscar Rojas, Gus 1388, Cosa Nostra, A-Rod, Tyler Myers, Steven Gonzalez. No excuses. I want to see Allen in the locker room getting an MRI after the first quarter. I don't. I want to beat Allen's ass with him on the field for all 4 quarters. I don't want any excuses, dude. I don't want any excuses for the Dolphins. And I don't want any excuses that the Bills, they lost Allen in the first quarter. You got to break, like the Heat. They've been to the finals. Yeah, come on, dude. Yeah, they've been to the finals twice. The bubble year and the other year where Embiid and Giannis were injured. That's how you hurt the Heat feel. The Heat fan, they can't handle the truth. Because I have my Dolphin fans also. They can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I know. You've been to the finals. Don't overblow it, my brother, okay? It's Spo that he's phenomenal and awesome, but you had a lot of help there, okay? One was a bubble year where most teams, they're out of it, and the Heat have the best mindset. So you had an advantage there. You did. Not talent-wise, but culture-wise. And then the other time, we got the gifts of God, where they give you two of the best players in the world are injured on your way to the finals. So, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want Josh Allen out. I don't. Sorry. I want everybody healthy. I want nobody to miss the game. I want to beat their ass. And at the end of the game, they beat a full team for whoever lined up for them and whoever lined up for Miami. Miami won tonight. That's it. I don't want any breaks because then it's a lie. Because that's kind of what it's The Heat fan won't say it, but it's kind of a lie what's gone on. It's just amazing coaching by Spo and great effort by Butler, but the team is really not that good. But yet the Heat fan makes sound like their team's amazing. It's like, bro, you got 1 star. And he barely even shows up anymore now. Come on, relax. Take it easy. Stay in reality. And reality is, got to get this done, bro. Got to get this done. Let's see. Released a secret weapon, Jalen Wright. Robert T is in. Tyler Myers says, I live in the Northwest. I'm going to the game in Seattle. Where are you going to be throughout the weekend? Let's go Dolphins. We're going to be at the Cove, I believe it's called. Right, Sean? Can you pull up the billboard? There's Welton Rayom, of course. Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. Great lawyers, if you do need them here in Florida. And here we go. Now we're going to go to our trips because we're going to go to Seattle. I believe it's called, there you go, the Cove. That's where we're going to be broadcasting on Saturday and Sunday. We'll tell you exactly starting Monday. We'll give you exact information for Saturday's broadcast. Sunday, obviously, it's 2 hours pregame and 2 hours postgame. Although, is that a 1 o'clock game over there? Is that what it is? Right, so it's 4 here. So we're gonna finish, like normally we take you almost up to kickoff here. We're not going to do that. On the Seattle one, we're going to stop like a half hour, 35 minutes before the game because Sean and I need to get on the train and go to the game. So we want to see the game because apparently we can take the train, which is close by, and train in because there's no way you can drive in, I'm told. So I will definitely be at the game. I'll be at the Cove for the pre and post game. We'll be at the Cove for a performance there on Saturday. Solo D's performing, all that kind of stuff. So we'll have some fun. We'll give you all the particulars. I'm going to the Paul Weller concert on Thursday night in Seattle. It's at the hell is the name of that place, bro? I know I bought my tickets. Let's see. My events. Where are my events? Oh, no. Did I do this? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Let's see. Oh, God. Anyway, wherever Paul Weller's playing, I don't feel like looking at it for it now. It's bad shit right now. It takes out of what we're doing. But that's where I'll be in Seattle. Okay, we're going to LA also. Okay. We'll be in LA, we'll be in Indy, and we'll be in Buffalo. But in Buffalo, we're going to be in Niagara, 40 minutes away. Okay. We'll be there having some fun. Los Angeles, there's our Los Angeles appearance too. So we've got a Seattle, Los Angeles, an Indianapolis, Tavern on South, and then we'll be in Buffalo at the River Pub and having some fun out there. Okay. We have inactives for tonight. Interesting. Ethan Bonner is inactive. Boy, the media really talked up Ethan Bonner, and they quacked on that one. Raheem Mostert, as you all know, he was already out. Channing Tindall, kind of feel bad for him, right? After all these years, not all these, a couple years, and the poor kid finally gets an opportunity and shines, and it looks like he fits, and he isn't active, but he's got to kind of hang in there. Mohamed Kamara, which, remember I told you, do you play Jalen Phillips? And this is part of this. This is where the storyline is in the inactives. Okay? I'm a little nervous about playing Jalen Phillips. I understand the intoxication. Oh, my God. Oh, we need him, bro. He's Jalen Phillips. You saw he got the best sack of the night last week. It was the key sack and all that. And I get it, dude. I totally understand it. But I want him long-term. He's been very injury-prone throughout his career. He almost considered retiring from football when he was at UCLA because of the injuries. I just, kind of would like to give him off tonight and give him a couple weeks off to the next game because he is coming back from an Achilles surgery. I'm just not a fan of him playing tonight, but hey, man, at least he'll get 10 days off after this. I pray everything is all right, man. You know, I truly do. I pray that everything goes well with Jalen Phillips. So we've got Mohamed Kamara out. Then Andrew Meyer, who did a really nice job in training camp and proving that he can be that extra lineman that you need in depth, and plus he can play multiple positions. He's out, and Malik Washington, which you all knew he was going to be out. So Mostert and Washington are probably the ones that really stand out. And then the other one. Hey, Sean, do me a favor. Put out a poll question right now. Would you play Jalen Phillips tonight on 4? Would you play Jalen Phillips tonight on 4 days rest? Yes or no? I just wonder how many people have the trepidations that I have on that one. And I'm not trying to stir anything up or anything like that. I said this in the postgame show last week. Like I said, you know, I probably would rest him on Thursday. And I thought maybe that's why the Kamara thing was happening also. That, okay, you rest Kamara this week and now you use him. Jalen Wright, you save him just in case somebody got banged up. Now you can use Jalen Wright, you know, that kind of stuff. Bills inactives. Teron Johnson, the cornerback, which we all knew that they're top. And as you heard Jay Skursky on our show on Wednesday, he talked about how Teron Johnson, that the Bills feel like he's the best slot corner in the in the NFL. So Teron Johnson, obviously a really important part. So a very important, a big special teamer / corner now will have to step up and become more of a corner than a special teamer tonight. We'll see if that, you know, how it goes. Linebacker Joe Andressen. Linebacker Edufuan Olefoshio. Defensive end Javon Solomon. Tackle Ryan Vandermark. And defensive end Dwayne Smoot. Those are the inactives for the Buffalo Bills. All right. What else do we have here? Yes. Ray, thank you for the love on Venmo, Cash App, or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, making an Ethereum donation on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Says, great job, guys. Heading to the stadium. Prediction, Miami 27, Bills 24. We are changing the narrative tonight. Got it, man. You got to change it. You got to find a way to change it. I mean, it's incredibly important. And again, thank you. Thank you, Ray. Abel Rodriguez, thank you for the love on Cash App. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which you know we love that. Abel says for McDaniel, he needs to bring his A game. It's on him. And Abel is 1,000% right. It is all on Mike McDaniel tonight. Obviously, the players have to do their job, but it's up to them. You know, but it'll all lie on the coach. If they don't block, if they don't complete passes, if they don't catch them, if Tua doesn't throw them well, if they can't defend, if they can't stop Josh Allen, he's going to get the blame for all of this. If Jason Sanders doesn't make a field goal, if they allow a return, whatever it is, you've got to do a job. By the way, what do we have so far? 65% of you say that you would play Jalen Phillips, and 36% say no, which is what I expected because fans, it's hard for them. You know, when I said after X had the 10 interception, I said, now's the time to trade him. Oh my God. 97% of the Dolphin Nation went after me. Okay. Very few people agreed with me because you're too intoxicated. Oh my God. No. Oh, how are you going to trade him after 10 interceptions? And he had 7 more for the next 3 seasons. So I'm kind of used to this, the whole Jimmy Butler thing, and now people see it differently and all that. It's all the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You get intoxicated at the moment. Jalen Phillips is coming off the biggest sack of the game last week. So it takes guts to want to sit him and be afraid. But an injury-prone player coming off an Achilles surgery that he came back from very quick, I am very nervous for Jalen Phillips tonight. I got to admit that. I have to admit that. Let's see. Big Johnson says, ready to win some money on this game to buy Bitcoin. Got to contain Josh Allen. Kind of concerned with slowing him down with the tight ends. You know, Big O, we always struggle with that. Amen? Amen, my friend. And I got something for you on that. Thank you, Michael Lombardo. Thank you for being here with us. I appreciate you. Stopping Josh Allen. Last week, he had 9 rushes for 39 yards. You got to be careful with not just Josh Allen, but the thing that changed, and it changed with the Ravens too. Both teams figured something out. Neither guy's a passer. They're athletes that throw the ball. So let's let them be athletes. And the 9 rushes for 39 yards and 2 touchdowns, including that diving touchdown, which I think that might have been the play that he hurt his hand, his non-throwing hand. You've got to be careful with this. You've got to be careful with their 2 tight ends. You've got to be careful with James Cook. They're going to throw to their backs. They're going to run the ball. Josh Allen's going to run the ball, and they're going to throw to the tight ends. Of course, they're going to throw to receivers. But if you watch what they did last week and throwing to receivers, it wasn't like they were lighting it up. Keon Coleman, solid day, 4 for 51. Matt Collins, 2 for 25. Khalil Shakir, 3 for 42. You get what I'm saying? So you've got guys, but they're not necessarily they shouldn't be lighting it up, and they shouldn't be lighting it up against the secondary that you have. But the guys at safety, Holland and Poyer, are going to be tested big time with the tight ends. Poyer's information on this hopefully will be good. Hopefully it will help them out. He's not going to be able to know everything that's going on, but he's going to at least at times recognize something, and he's going to have some hand signals or something prepared with Javon or something along those lines. And as I've told you guys all offseason, okay, that Javon Holland is the other guy, not just Ramsey, the other guy that's going to be used like a Swiss Army knife. Last week he played corner. Javon Holland will be all over the place, and we'll look out if he's not lining up with a tight end or something and trying to take somebody out right from the get-go. So this is going to be just going to be interesting, because Weaver will be able to move some of these chess pieces around to kind of counter what they want to do, because this is what you want to do. This is a game that your 2 linebackers, Brooks and Long, have to have the game of their lives. The safeties have to have the game of their lives. The D linemen have to have the game of their lives. They need to make it impossible for Josh Allen to burn you with his legs. Force Josh Allen to throw outside the hash mark. That's where he's inaccurate, and that's where you can pick up some interceptions. Force him to be a thrower, a passer, something he isn't. Okay, force him to be a passer. I'm sorry. He is a thrower. Do that. But if you give him the weapons of being able to use his legs and punish you in the middle of the field, it's going to be a long freaking night, and I don't need to tell you all that. So this is a game where they're going to have to really do that. It's definitely one of the keys of the game. You cannot allow Josh Allen to have his way with his legs. Force him to. If he goes out and throws 330 and 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, then you live with it, man. But if you allow him to do what he did last week, where he's getting some in the passing area and then he's killing you with his legs, forget about it. It's over. They're going to continue to put drives together. And you can't do that. You can't do that. All right, this is 1 hour down. Let's take a quick break here at the top of the hour. Give me 2 minutes. And when we come back, we're going to talk about on the offensive. Okay, we talked about defense. What is the key there in stopping Allen? Let's get to the offensive side. What's going to be the key for the Dolphins? And there's been a theme that I've talked about throughout the offseason. And we're gonna touch on that theme because that's going to be the most important thing tonight for Tua and the boys. Hour number 2 of the Big O Radio Show and our Miami Dolphins pregame show as they get ready for the stinking Buffalo Bills continues on the other side, mastered by Sean Stanley. Back with hour number 1.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Miami Dolphins fans, time to rock out. with another Dolphins pregame show. Big O and the boys are ready to give you the latest information, injury news, gambling insight as we get ready for kickoff. The pregame show is brought to you by Welton Rayom, Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Here's your host, the Big O, Orlando Alzugari.
Alrighty. Yes. By the way, we've got the poll question going on right now. Would you play Jalen Phillips tonight on 4 days rest? Right now, 64% of you say, hell yeah. And 36% of you are with me on the no. You need him so badly, don't you? Oh, that's what it is. You need him badly, so you got to play him. I get it. Big O, I keep telling everybody this. We need a big physical tight end. Julian Hill is a big physical tight end. I'm not sure if you watched him. He's a young man. He's only in his second year. He is growing, but, man, there's a lot of potential there, and he looks good. I think they found themselves a raw talent that they might be able to polish up that coal into a diamond, dude. I get it. If you can spend a high pick on, a Laporta or something like that and get it in the draft, awesome. I would love that. I'm with you. And I think Jonnu Smith will be fantastic this year. I am not down on him whatsoever from last week. In fact, I doubled up my bets. In fact, let me give you some bets here that I've got going on for tonight, including a parlay, a 5-bet parlay that is plus 5,000. We'll give you that in a second. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin donation. Let's see. Que vuelta, says Jesus Castro. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Chris Johnson, Julian Hill, Durham Smythe are both big and physical. Yeah, but Smythe just doesn't, Smythe doesn't convince me. He's more of a third guy. Julian Hill's got legit talent to be a pass catcher and a blocker. It's physical, man. Physical. I like that guy. I really do. Unhinged Tua. That's what we need. And Tua now has all the confidence in the world because the coach gave him the confidence. And so he could grow and become his guy. He had a coach that didn't want him the first 2 years. Why would you want to be captain if you've got a guy that's just going to make you look bad constantly and not gonna back you up? Is that what you're going to do to your kid? That's like ridiculous. So it makes no sense, dude. If it's your player, back him up, man. It's ridiculous. Nobody's going to grow without any confidence and support in anything in life. Buffalo going to be expecting Tua short screen passes to Achane. Well, maybe, and we'll talk about other things. I would play JP, but limited, Big O. I think the key tonight is our center and 2 guards versus the Bills D-line. I'd like to see Chop Robinson have a big game tonight, said Edward. Yeah, that definitely would be nice. Let's see. Let me give you the bets that we have here tonight. I made several bets tonight for the hell of it to have some fun. I mean, if we're going to watch a game, let's have some fun and let's make a couple of bets. Okay. First of all, I took a Julian Hill anytime touchdown plus 1,100. Just a couple of bucks on it. It's plus 1,100. I'm going to 11X it, whatever it is. So, and I wait till I get to what I want to talk about. Jonnu Smith. Last week it was 24. This week it's 16.5. So over and under is 16.5. I have over for Jonnu Smith on this one, over 16.5. And they didn't really see a lot of that last week. Jonnu Smith, anytime touchdown plus 450. I went with that. Let's see what else. Tua Tagovailoa rushing. We won last week over 2.5 yards. I told you. You got an 11 on one rush, over 4.5 yards. rushing. I think he's going to do this every week. He's not going to get you 30 and 40 and 50 yards. That's not who he is. But I can see him get 8, 10, 15 yards in every single game this year. I think he's going to be looking to take one or two of those plays in every game that they give him. So as long as it stays reasonable like this, I wrote it last week. I'm going to write it again this week. You can't take this now because the Dolphins are favored by 2.5, but I took the bet on Monday morning, Dolphins minus 1.5. I got it at. I love the bet. I took it. Okay. 2.5 is not bad. I think they can win by field goal. I got them 29-26. Okay. And that's it. Those are the bets I have. I also, by the way, just for the hell of it to tell you, I took over the Ball State game over 55.5 points. We won with the over last week, which I think it was 57.5, I believe. And we won with that one. We're going to go with the over on this one. Now, my 5-bet parlay. Okay. You have to take your fandom out of this. Are we clear on this? Because some of you lose your shit when I'm objective about the Dolphins and I criticize anything of our own. And there'll be a little bit of criticism here, right? Because it's kind of, there are Bills players involved in this. All right, so here's my 5-bet parlay. James Cook anytime touchdown. I think James Cook's going to have a decent game. I think he'll have around 75 yards, at least. I really do. He's a Miami kid. He's going to be super pumped to play here. And I can see the Bills with a running quarterback. It helps your running game. I can see him get a cheap touchdown against the Dolphins, at least one touchdown against the Dolphins here. Hey, I got this 29-26. People are going to score. So I got James Cook scoring anytime. I got Jonnu Smith scoring anytime because I already have it on a singular bet. The backup running back for James Cook, Ray Davies, last week had 3 rushes for 13 yards. So they're going to give him the ball. They have an over-under of 7.5 yards. I took the over 7.5 because I think I believe the Bills are going to try to run as much as possible and test Miami's D-line. I really believe that. So I think Ray Davis is going to go over 7.5 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, over 4.5. Remember we talked about that? I got it in this parlay. And then I've got James Cook, the Miami boy, 60.5 yards. I told you, I think he'll get at least 75. I think the Dolphins will give up some yards on the ground. I really do. But I still think the Dolphins are going to win 29-26 here. I'd love to tell you, hey, the Dolphins are going to win 30-10. It's going to be an ass kicking and domination, and they're going to shut down Cook and shut down Josh Allen. And God, I would love that. You know what I mean? But I just kind of think this is going to be, a shootout. We're going to be hanging on to the edge of our seats, and we're going to eke one out here at the end. A win is a win. That's all I really want. So that's my 5-team parlay on the Hialeah app. Remember, if you go through the Hialeah website, you use our QR code, Sean can pull it up. You can get your $100 no regret first bet. So you make your first bet, you get $100, man. So it's pretty cool. You can use the QR code. Even if you have a Hard Rock account, use the QR code or go through the Hialeah Park website, open it up, but use a different phone number or email when you open it up, and then you'll get your no regret $100 your $100 no regret first bet. So check it out there at the website. So that way you can get yourself $100. How about that? Huh? We're helping you out. It's a beautiful thing. Steve M. Thank you, my man, for the love on Venmo, Cash App, or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App, or Venmo. And Steve says, this message is good for 2-0. He's a monster Dolphins fan. He hurts when they lose. I feel the pain on Venmo. And he takes it all out on Tua, too. So thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Thank you, sir. Please smash the hell out of the like button. We got over 300 people watching, and we got 180. Come on, let's go. You guys can easily get it to 3. You can go to 300. The counter. Make it go to 300. Come on. Let me see. You guys got here. Big O, you can tell the Dolphin players are getting tired about the race hustling from the Tyreek incident. Why does the media keep dwelling? Chris, we've talked about this like crazy, bro. I'm talked out about it already. I've told you how I feel about this, so it's all whatever, bro. People are going to make excuses. There are no excuses for the cops. But then again, this is the same shit that's gone on since I was a kid. So that ain't going to change. Okay? And they're going to keep getting away with all of this. But on our end, we also have to be responsible and do the right things so we don't set these wackos off. So that's all. It's everybody's got to take responsibility and accountability, and there's not enough of that in our society. We're all going to screw up, right? We'll take accountability for the screwing up. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll forgive you. But if you're not willing to really be, show contrition, it's something that I can't really respect. So, nothing's changed in that area, for me at least. Oh, I just hope McDonald's doesn't call too many of those line passes that fools no one, and Tua can call some audibles. Yeah, and play down and hit downfield, bro. I mean, Tua was having more success than failure when he was going downfield. The theme song for tonight's game, that joke isn't funny anymore. Sing it, oh. It's too close to home, and it's too near the bone. Big O, I remember how pissed you and me and a couple of others were after that 48-20 game. I'm tired of feeling this with the Bills. First the 90s, now the present. The Bills are the team I hate most. Yeah, because they've been a pain in the ass. Yeah, and it's time, bro. I'm not a bettor, but it's cool. I think you spend $5 and you get $100 back, win or lose, so you're guaranteed to win something. That's why you swing a Big Johnson. You have common sense, so you swing the Big Johnson. People with Big Johnsons have common sense. There you go. The Big Johnson with common sense. We love it. So I've had a theme for you guys this offseason and into the preseason, and it hasn't really come to fruition. It hasn't really come to, existence completely yet. It will. I'm convinced of that. It's going to take some time. And obviously, this is the first week, and the first half was terrible. And then they got in a better groove in the second half. And, this is how it's going to be for a couple of weeks for all these teams in the NFL, right? The teams that maybe make quicker transitions are like championship teams like Kansas City, because they've been winning championships with pretty much the same people and the same foundation. So from year to year, they're going to, probably be in a better groove than most people. And even saying that, the Chiefs started slow last year, if you remember. But anyway, they can afford to do that. When you've won, you can get every break and all that. Dolphins can't. So one of the themes that I've told you that Tua did not have under Mike McDaniel the first 2 years was what? Anybody remember? The easy pass. Miami had the hardest passing game in the NFL. Nobody throws deeper more often than the guy, that can't throw deep, throws deep more than everybody else. The guy that can't throw deep completes better than everybody else downfield. The guy that can't throw deep has an offense that is constantly testing deeper more than anybody else in the NFL. Yes, even more than Pat Mahomes. Yes. Just go look at the charts. It'll show that Miami's all alone by themselves. Okay? And why? Well, where's the tight end been the last 2 years? Remember what I told you? And so now you got Jonnu Smith, which I expect to become a bigger part of the offense, and I hope it is tonight. Julian Hill is growing. Okay? They went and drafted Jalen Wright. No Mostert tonight, but Jalen Wright can catch the ball. Mostert can catch the ball, and Achane can catch the ball. All three will be catching the ball for this team this year. More than when we get to the end of the year and we compare the passes received by the running backs last year to this year, you're going to see an increase. Tight ends, you will see a major increase. And guess what? Mr. Alec Ingold needs to also be involved in this. Why? Because the easy play must be involved. Because that's what every quarterback, if you're Brady, he had always a tight end, sometimes even two when he had the murderer running around the field in Aaron Hernandez, right? So he always had that. And he always had a slot receivers that could catch the ball. He always had running backs that could catch the ball. Joe Montana always had a fullback, running back, tight end, any of the. I don't care if you're Peyton Manning. I don't care who the hell you are. If you're in San Francisco's offense, you're throwing to the tight end, you're throwing to fullbacks, you're throwing to running backs. Strezlik or whatever the hell the guy's name is in San Francisco, that phenomenal fullback that they have, he catches balls all the time. And that DNA, I don't know what the hell happened here, but it hasn't been there. It's going to be there tonight. Because if you want to win tonight, you need that. Because that's how you offset pressure. You need to dump it off to your running backs. You need to dump it off to crossing wide receivers and running backs and tight ends. You need all. It cannot be all about Tyreek and Waddle. It can't be you throwing into double and triple coverage to get it to Tyreek and Waddle. So you're going to need the easy pass. And they kind of struggled with that last week. They need to get better with it. And maybe it becomes like a blessing that you struggle with it. So Buffalo doesn't really have a lot of tape on it. And there isn't really a lot of tape on it the first 2 years. There's a level of surprise now that you can have tonight. And I hope in the post game, we're talking about it. I'm telling you, see, I told you, running backs, fullbacks, and tight ends were much more involved in this game. And to me, that, of course, you need big plays from Tyreek and Waddle. Duh. But the ones, like I'll give you an example, okay? The Arizona Cardinals scored 3 touchdowns last week on the Buffalo Bills, okay? 3 touchdowns. One of them was DJ Dallas, former Miami Hurricane, who had a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The other 2 were part of 13-play drives. And if you look at Kyler Murray, it wasn't like he went out there and lit him up like a Christmas tree. He was pretty much, pedestrian. He had under 200 yards. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Pull it up for you guys. But he basically had under 200 yards and no touchdowns. That's how it went last week for Kyler Murray. But they put together 2 13-play drives. 21 of 31. The guy completed 21 passes for 162 yards. He averaged 5 yards a throw. Not as fantastic as Deshaun Watson, who averaged 3.6 or 3.8 yards per throw. Wow, that's a real they really spent some money there. But Kyler Murray had 57 yards rushing. James Conner had 50 yards rushing. Trey Benson had 3 rushes on 13 yards. Greg Dortch, 6 for 47. James Conner, 3 for 33. Trey McBride, 5 for 30. You get what I'm saying? They were kind of, just picking them apart with short plays. They had a couple of long plays by Murray and Connor, and that's it. That's it. Your receivers had long plays of 14 or 22 and 8. It wasn't like they were, lighting it up or anything like that. 7, 5, 5. It was, you weren't really lighting them up. You were picking them apart slowly. And they were able to stay in the game with them. And they're not, I watched the game after. The Cardinals are all right. They're not that good. The problem one of the things that I keep seeing with Kyler Murray, it's funny because they talked about Tua, how he can't run a high-powered offense a couple of years back. I don't want to start pointing out all the people that I remember that were saying, well, I don't think that Tua could run a high-powered offense, whatever, but I don't know if Kyler Murray can run a high-powered offense because he never really puts up big numbers on a consistent basis, ever. He puts up pedestrian numbers week to week. So I'm not sure if he can actually be explosive. I don't know why, but he can complete passes because he can pass. But I just don't see that next level guy. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to be able to sustain drives against this team if you use the easy pass. What we talked about. You got to throw to the tight ends. You got to throw to the running backs. And you got to get Alec Ingold involved too. Get him a pass or two in this game. He's got to help you out. There's got to be times where there's pressure and you're able to use those people because they're going to go after Tua. Guaranteed that they're going to try to go after Tua. You know that. I know that. Tua knows that. All right, what do we have? I'm nervous as fuck, Big O. Humble Legend says. I don't blame you, my brother. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I get it. This is a game that we all as Dolphin fans need badly. We want to feel good after this game. Brian says, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm unable to like things. Everyone needs to feed tonight. Exactly. That's exactly it. True Fin Fan is telling everybody to hit the hell out of the like button. Let's go. 343 watching, and we're at 222. That means you guys can get us to 300 on the pregame show. That is very cool. This is too important of a game to load management guys like Jalen Phillips. And what are you going to say if he gets injured? You're not going to pick on the team? Huh? Todd? I don't remember you doing much on the chat board, so I don't know your history. So, like if it's True Fin Fan or Brian Landis or Gordon Shumway or, some of our regulars, you know what I'm saying? That I know them. I know they're going to be back. But if Jalen Phillips gets injured tonight, which, I pray that everything goes well because it is risky to play him. I know how it is. I know how people are. And a lot of the same people that tell you, no, play him. Then they're going to be, oh, my God, why did they do that? That was so stupid. And that. I've seen this before. Edward Thurston Howe says Mike McDaniel doesn't like to throw to tight ends at all. We had a great tight end in Mike Gesicki, and McDaniel let him go. Now we have Jonnu Smith, and so far crickets. McDaniel needs to do better. Well, I mean, dude, if he doesn't throw to Jonnu Smith, then the GM is going to tell him, yo, dude, I'm never spending any money on tight ends again. Don't ask me for a tight end. Go find him in the 7th round and try to develop, and that's it. Because I'm not spending money on a guy you're not going to throw to. So I truly believe that Jonnu Smith is going to be a big part of this offense. I really do. He's got all the ability. It's just, get in sync. And he looked like he was kind of out of sync. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It's only one game. You know what I'm saying? We have a tendency on giving up on people so quickly, and I'm not going to give up on Mike McDaniel and Jonnu Smith. I think they brought him here, and I went every day to practice because I go when you can watch football. I'll go. I don't go now during the season to go watch a bunch of dudes stretch. That's a bunch of bullshit. I don't need to do that. I've done that already a long time ago in my career. I used to have to be there for every moment of, hey, let me go stretch and let me take the absentee sheet here and let's see who's here and who's not. Yeah, F that already. That's not football. That's teacher absentee. I'm taking roll call. That's what I'm down to. Enough. So I'm gonna believe that there's a reason why they signed him to a multi-year deal. Okay, the Gesicki thing was a 1-year thing. He didn't feel like he fit his system, so he didn't end up using him. And now let's see what he does with Jonnu Smith. But I'm not ready to give up on Jonnu. I'm not ready to give up on Mike McDaniel with Jonnu, because I saw it during camp when you can actually watch football. They played him all over the place to get him ready for the season. And I think it was just first game jitters, and he was kind of out of sync. And I think Tua then said, F that. I don't have time to get you in sync right now. We'll give you opportunities next week. Right now, I got to go with the people I can count on. And that's what he did. I think that's what happened. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. They'll be fine. They'll be fine big time. Hoping Ramsey's hammy is nice and loose, because I feel like Allen will test him deep, much like last week. Probably. You are correct. You are correct. Let's see. We need a complete game today, says Miami Sports Fanatic, from the defense and offense and special teams. Phillips can get injured in one play or on his 30th rep. Can't blame the team on that, but defense definitely on third downs. Yes, that's probably where you want to play him for sure. As long as the doctor says Phillips is good, I'd have a really hard time sitting him. I can understand that. I just feel like a guy coming back from an Achilles surgery and 4 days and an injury-prone player, I err on the side of caution. If he was a guy that was never injured and this was his first, then okay, let's go for it. But that dude's had a lot of injuries. I agree with sitting Phillips. Achilles injuries are the worst. Realize even worse than ACL tears, which I didn't know before. Yes, Karun, definitely. Achilles are absolutely brutal. Murray threw his first receiver under the bus and blamed the OC for missing him wide open. Yeah, I just haven't seen him string together 300-yard games consistently, 280, 310, for a few weeks in a row. Never seen it in his career. They're always incredibly pedestrian numbers. Always, dude. Always. And he can pass. It's not like he doesn't have accuracy. He's got accuracy. I'm part of the big O Neanderthal, says Mark Smith. I like it. He gets the show, bro. He gets the show. True Fin fan says, you're damn right, Big O. Us loyal, common sense Big O fans never leave no matter what. Fins up, guys. Thank you. We're lucky to even have a guy as dedicated as Phillips to be back and willing to play after an injury like that. It wouldn't be a bad idea to take care of the guy like that. That's what I worry about long term, So that's why. Now, if you get through tonight, he does get 10 days off. And I'm sure they'll give him a lot of time off. I'm sure they're not burning him out on practice and stuff like that. Yeah. And Mark, I'm sure that he's on some kind of a pitch count, of course. Big Johnson says, I get what you're saying, Big O. I would just sprinkle Jalen Phillips here and there and slowly get him back in football shape. Maybe that's what they'll do. We'll see. Maybe they just unleash him, sporadically throughout the game. You do have to play him. You can't let him get cold either. So that's the kind of the catch-22 of the whole thing. If you play him, you got to play him. Big test for McDaniel tonight. We need to see growth, especially in game day, play calling, and management. Big time. Gregory Rousseau is playing, sir. He had 3 sacks last week. Okay? 3 freaking sacks last week. finished another bottle. The big question is, how does he feel? Who knows? I'm sure he feels pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? All right, what else did I want to talk about on the show? All right, we talked about the simple pass. The Bills, we talked about that today, that Bills go home today. If they lose tonight, it's nothing for them. It's nothing. They lose, and it's like, ho-hum, we'll get them next time. The Dolphins lose, it becomes a real problem. Confidence, you start looking in the mirror, can we ever get over this hump? All that kind of stuff. So really important tonight for doubts, for confidence. And then so you don't hear this shit from people. Oh, see, you guys continue to lose. You need to shut people up. But the only way to shut people up is by shutting this team out. So we talked a little bit about that. We talked about the 1-6 playoffs, that it's 1-6 this year, 2-5, 1-6 last year, 2-5 in 22, and 2-5 in 2021. We talked about Brooks and Long and the linebackers and how they've got to perform. And by the way, with the simple pass, throwing it to everybody else, you're going to also chew up the clock and keep Allen on the sidelines. And then the main ingredient that stirs the entire drink, that creates the controversy, the buzz, the negativity, the positivity, the controversy, everything, Tua Tagovailoa. This is one of those games on a Thursday night with the country looking and everybody wondering, well, wait a minute, hold on. Is this guy elite, right? These are the moments also where you become elite. Because we know, I'm convinced he's an elite passer. But in the end, he knows it. What I love about what Tua said this week, Tua doesn't shy away from shit, dude. And he's like, nobody on the Dolphins has said this for all these years that they've been losing to Josh Allen. No one. Tua is the first guy to say, well, we're going to keep hearing this until we beat them, and we beat them often. So even Tua knows that winning tonight will be like, okay, that's good. Don't mean shit. Now, it'll be great for us. It'll be, the media in general will kind of get off the Dolphins' ass. Fans will feel a little bit better about the team. We'll be more confident, all those kind of things. So, but for Tua personally, ESPN and Fox and CBS and NFL Network and all these, talking head shows, that tomorrow they've got Tua material one way or another. Oh, my God, they are salivating. But if you want to change the narrative, you've got to change the results. You got to find a way. And last year in 2022, you beat Buffalo once. You split. In 2025, or in 2021, you lost both of them. And then you know what happened last year. Got to get it done, man. Got to get it done. And yeah, we need it as fans. The organization needs it. Mike McDaniel, more than anyone, needs this game, actually. Because overall, the failures of the team, 2-5 in your first year and 1-6 in your second year, lie on you because you're the head coach. You're 3-11 against playoff teams in your first 2 years. Mike McDaniel. But Tua needs this. We all know it. Tua has to have this game because of I don't need Tua to have this game to convince me that he's a baller, that he's the right guy, but he needs it for the resume. He needs it for the reality of it. The reality is, if you want to get to the Super Bowl, if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to win the conference, if you want to win the division, it starts with this game, dude. You already won a conference game last week. Now you've got to win a divisional game against the foe that has been your roadblock. And by the way, here's the other side for Tua. Nobody's been Marino in this town on the football side. Wade's Marino, right? Kachuk now is the newest Marino, correct? And if Inter Miami wins the MLS Cup, then Messi becomes that guy too. Tua can become that guy. If Tua wins and gets to the playoffs and starts having success against the playoffs and goes deep in the playoffs and wins a Super Bowl, he becomes that guy in town, man. He's that guy with controversy. He's that guy with support. He's that guy with all of that stuff. But he needs the resume. We all know it. He needs it. And tonight is a great way. You're in your third season in the same system with a lot of the same players. There's a lot of familiarity. You've got the stage is yours. Your growth has been night and day because now you've been given the opportunity to grow. You were restricted your first couple of years. Now you have the man that has allowed you to grow. You've grown as a player and you've grown as a person and as a leader. Your open confidence is out there. Now you've got to display it, man. Now you got to display it, and now you got to do it in these kind of moments. So Tua needs this game badly. He needs it. He needs it. Mike McDaniel needs it more than anybody else, but Tua's number 2. And then it's the franchise, and then it's the fan base. Because the franchise needs to get over this stinking hump of the Buffalo Bills. And for us as a fan base, holy shit, we're tired of suffering at the hands of the Bills. We're sick and tired of watching the Dolphins lose. And the front office has built a team that's good enough for you to beat them. No excuses. You had an excuse even if you forgot the down 2 years ago in the playoffs. It was kind of on you, McDaniel. But okay, your team was injury riddled and you were with your backup quarterback. And so you had a break. You were a rookie coach, all that stuff. The excuses are done. Excuses are done for McDaniel. There's certainly never been an excuse anymore for Tua. He doesn't get any breaks. And the Dolphins, it's not that they make any excuses. It's that they desperately need to get off of this. This thing stinks. This is a stench that's been around this team. This is a hurdle that is stopping you from becoming great. And we saw it with the Celtics when they stopped the Pistons, and eventually the Pistons finally could punch them in the mouth and knock out the Celtics and become those dudes. And then it was the Bulls, and the Pistons were slapping the Bulls down, and then the Bulls got to the point where then they could spank the Pistons and send them home and become the monsters of the Midway. Just like Kansas City stole it from New England. Somebody now has got to steal it from Kansas City. But you got to get through Buffalo first, man. Got to get through Buffalo first. You'll never beat Mahomes if you can't beat Buffalo. You know why? Mahomes owns Buffalo. So one step at a time. Start off with the Bills and get it done. Let's see. Would you play Jalen Phillips on 4 days rest on our poll question? Yes or no? Right now, the answer is yes, 68%, 32% no. True Fin says, disagree with you, Big O. While I understand what you're saying, Marino captured nation because nobody had ever seen that before. We've all seen winning, but Marino was Jordan, Ali in ability. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're the man. Like, what I'm saying is You gave the reason why the Dolphins were the Dolphins in his era was because of him, right? And if the Dolphins turn the corner and start beating Buffalo and start getting deep into the playoffs and start, win a Super Bowl, they're going to say it's because of Tua. And he'll become that guy in town. I'm not telling you he equals in anybody's talent or whatever. It's just that guy. You'll become that guy in town. You'll become that Messiah in town. You know, when you break through like that, everybody's going to love you, dude. It's just the way it is. And I think that everything that Tua has gone through, I think winning in the playoffs and certainly winning a Super Bowl, all those haters would finally okay, dude, I've got to admit that I'm wrong. Even though that's not what they do in this society nowadays. People will stand by a lie or whatever, no matter what. You know, it's kind of embarrassing, but, you know, I think you'll get most of them at least to come off the ledge and say, yeah, Tua's the man, bro. And that's why these things are important. We don't have that guy. We don't have that guy because you have to be about winning Dolphin football. And we haven't had that in forever, bro, since Marino. And that wasn't even Super Bowl winning, but at least it was winning every season more than you lost. Playoffs pretty much every year. And every once in a while, you won a couple games in the playoffs. You know, but why? Because of that guy. And why haven't you done it since then? Because you don't have that guy. And that's where Tua can become that guy. You know, it's a cool thing. Smash that. Come on, man. Come on. 324 watching, 269. Let's go. Let's go. JR says, I'd like them to win, but if they win today and are a first-round exit, it will not mean anything. Yeah, but you can't get to one without the other. First win tonight so you can build your confidence and continue and send a message to the Bills and the league and all that. So, because you're not going to be winning in the playoffs if you're losing these games. So you got to start winning these games to set yourself up to win those in the playoffs. I just told you, JR, I just gave you the answer. Everybody told you you're 1-6 against playoff teams last year. And then I went and took it to the extreme. What were you the year before in McDaniel's first year? 2-5. What were you in Flores' last year? 2-5. You want your answer why you don't win in the playoffs? It's because your team is not good enough to beat playoff teams. So if you're not good enough to beat playoff teams, you're supposed to be 5-2 against playoff teams, 6-1. You understand? Then when you do that, because that's what the Dolphins used to do back in the day. They used to have winning records against playoff teams. So when they got to the playoffs, they won. I know because I'm old enough. I used to see that all the time. That's the difference. Your answer is in the regular season. If you do not perform well tonight, you're 1-6, 2-5, 2-5. You have 7 games this season to prove yourself every time. And if the Dolphins don't have a winning record in those 7 games this year, like they didn't last year, like they didn't the year before, like they didn't the year before that. So if you want to go 1-6, 2-5, 2-5, you will have your answer what our results will be in the playoffs. It's pretty simple. So anybody that tells you, oh, well, this game is, it's not the end. No, it is. It is part of the end of the world because there's only 7 of them. This is one of 7. It's not 17. It's 7. 2-5, 2-5, 1-6. That's the average of playoff teams you will play every year. 7. This is one of 7. Anybody that tells you this is not important, they don't really understand. They don't really get it. Because this is what defines the Dolphins every single year. 7, it's the magic number. Take a little bit from De La Soul. I don't know. What can I tell you? Real rap, by the way. Oh, it's been said that the only way to expel evil spirits is with another evil spirit. So I am now playing the Plastic Ono band at level 11. That's because our amplifiers, sir, go to 11. That's right. The Buffalo Evil Spirits. We got Yoko. I like it. I like it. Yoko can scare the shit out of anybody. 7. It's the magic number. So think about that. Nobody gives you that shit, right? Nobody gives you stuff like we give you on this show. Nobody. The simpletons out there. Oh, tonight, it's one of 17. No, it's not, asshole. It's one of 7. These are the games that prove whether you belong in the playoffs or not. These are the games that prove whether you're going to win in the playoffs or not. And when you're 1-6, 2-5, and 2-5, do you win in the playoffs? No. So we're going to know. 7. It's the magic number. People not my age forget or don't remember the 83 draft and how Marino went drafted by Miami. They need to watch the 30 for 30. Yes. Yes. Yes, the party and cocaine rumors and all that kind of stuff and the interceptions he threw his senior year kind of dropped him. We got lucky. We got lucky. We got lucky, dude. Like it was a perfect storm. Bad rumors, right? And then the interceptions. And so it was kind of like, okay, and then he fell to us. And he was the 6th quarterback taken. It's like ridiculous. It's stupid. Talk about getting lucky, bro. Even in the Marino years, the Bills were our kryptonite. Whoa, remember those teams? Did Marino ever have a defense like that? Give Marino that defense and you win a Super Bowl. Give Marino that defense and Thurman freaking Thomas, and I guarantee you would have a few Super Bowls. Nothing against Jim Kelly, okay? Nothing against Joe Montana and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Marino never had any of that shit. You give Marino that stuff. You give him a dominant defense. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me, bro? Give me a break. It just happens, man. Happens. Steve Bartkowski could have been much more successful if he wasn't in Atlanta. Not his fault. I've seen this. Archie Manning was a much better quarterback than what he was in New Orleans. Not his fault. It's not his fault, dude. Sometimes that happens. You know, there's some quarterbacks in the history of time that are pretty damn good or great, and they didn't succeed because, you know, you're Steve Young and you're in Tampa Bay, and then you go to San Francisco. If Steve Young stays in Tampa, he doesn't win jack shit for the rest of his career. Doesn't go to the Hall of Fame, is not looked at the same way, even though he had a nice career at the LA Express and was fantastic at BYU. I mean, he was excellent in those places. But then he goes to Tampa and he falls completely off the map. This happens, dude. I don't blame the quarterback all the time. The quarterbacks need help. And I see the guys that have help and they have all that success. And it pisses me off when they say, oh, no, this guy didn't do it. No, bro, I know why he didn't do it. Don't give me that shit. Don't tell me Marino couldn't win. I know Marino could freaking win. He can win with anybody, dude. But he wasn't going to win with that shitty defense every year. You know? And again, thank you, Irving Fryer. The only guy I've ever heard from those teams in those eras to ever say, well, yeah, our defense wasn't very good. And he also even admitted we never had a Pro Bowl running back. Exactly. And I'll go that far as saying the right side of the line was, It was Marino getting rid of the ball 2 seconds that helped that. Webb and Sims were studs, bro. And Ruddy was a solid player, but the right guard and the right tackle. It's Marino's radar and getting rid of it. You know, quarterbacks need help too. I just hate the Bills. I'm with you, Ryan. Oh, I'm going too far if I play Yoko and Clay Aiken's Christmas. No, I like that. I like that. That's anything that you can try. Okay. Ask Miss Cleo from the dead. Big O, do you believe it will be bell cow with Jeff Wilson Jr. or a three-headed No, there's no bell cow here. They're never going to do that, my brother. There'll be a rotation of backs. That's always going to be like that. That's who they are. That's who they are. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the game, that is. We'll be back the second the game ends. Sean and I will be back ready to rock and roll. We're going to be talking about a win, baby. A win. So appreciate all of you tuning in. Those of you that sent in a super chat, thank you. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show, Bitcoin or Ethereum. As always, we appreciate it. We will see you on the post-game show. Dolphins 29, Bills 26. Dolphins improve to 2-0 and start to change that narrative.
You've been listening to our Dolphins pregame show with Big O. The broadcast is brought to you by Welton Rayome, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors, Toyota of Hollywood, Caneswear, Sloman's Home Security, BigCheeseMiami.com, EJD Construction. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Thank you for supporting the platform and our fantastic sponsors. Go Fins!